Welcome to part 4 of What If Naruto was seriously trained by Jiraiya for the chunin exams and he awakened a rare Uzumaki bloodline. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as it motivates me to upload more videos in the future, and as always link to the fanfiction is in the description. 2.5 years passed and Naruto was finally on his way back to Konoha. Jiraiya trained him all over the elemental nations except for Iwa, and when Naruto questioned him as to why, Jiraiya simply told him that there's still bad blood between Iwa and Konoha, so he didn't want to risk it. Through the spy network, Jiraiya learned that the Akatsuki had to delay their plans since Naruto basically went off the grid and they had no way of finding out where he was located since Jiraiya was very good at covering their tracks. Add in Naruto's natural ability to hide his presence and both of their skills with barrier seals, they were practically dead. Jiraiya did exactly what he told Naruto he would do, and he trained him into the ground with zero remorse. He upped the level of Naruto's resistance seals to the point where he could barely move, and every time Naruto got used to them, he would increase the level. Naruto asked Jiraiya to give him an actual spar going all out, and Naruto quickly learned why Jiraiya was one of the legendary Sannin. The fight was over within the first 5 minutes and Naruto didn't even lay a finger on him. That was 3 months into the trip, and after that Naruto would continuously ask him for a spar every 3 months until Jiraiya was forced to call for them to end the spar. In terms of raw speed, Jiraiya knew that Naruto was leagues ahead of him, and he wasn't even surprised given who his father was. Taijutsu-wise, after the first year and a half Jiraiya knew Naruto could easily match him when he used the 7 heavenly breaths technique, but Naruto wasn't satisfied with that. He wanted to match Jiraiya without using the 7 heavenly breaths technique, and he pushed himself even harder. It wasn't until 3 months before the trip ended that Naruto was able to evenly match Jiraiya in taijutsu. Naruto was proud of that, as was Jiraiya, but that ended once Jiraiya told Naruto he has a technique known as Sage Mode that would force Naruto to use the 7 heavenly breaths technique. Ninjutsu was Naruto's biggest breakthrough since he was a chakra powerhouse. He learned multiple wind, water, fire and ice jutsu while they were traveling. Jiraiya wanted to teach Naruto some earth ninjutsu, but Naruto declined since he was comfortable with what he had. He worked on his water ninjutsu in Kiri with a member of Jiraiya's spy network, and he never learned her name, but he didn't mind that. She drilled him in water ninjutsu until he could do them with one-hand sign. She also taught him more water ninjutsu as well. Water style: multiple raging rapids, 1,000 needles of death, water pillar thrust, black rain jutsu, surf strike, water style, hardened water drill and water style, explosive bite of the water dragon. Jiraiya himself personally trained Naruto in fire ninjutsu. Fire was his main chakra nature, and he carried fire jutsu scrolls with him. Most of them were jutsus he collected over the years and never bothered to learn. Those were the jutsus he gave to Naruto and drilled those into him as well. Fire style: blast wave wild dance, fire style, crimson earth spider, fire style, flame hurricane, fire style, dragon flame jutsu, flame meteors and flame tornado. As for his wind ninjutsu, that was kind of tricky. Jiraiya didn't want to have any contact with Konoha throughout this trip, and he needed some wind ninjutsu. Naruto asked him why he wasn't prepared, and Jiraiya replied that he was busy, but Naruto knew what he was doing. Jiraiya was out spying on girls at the hot springs before they went to snow country, and that took up the time he was supposed to be grabbing what he would need for the trip. Jiraiya had a spy get in contact with Gaara and offered him a nice amount of money for some wind ninjutsu scrolls that Gaara accepted since he had a feeling it was for Naruto. Vacuum sword, violent whirlwind, wind style, divine mountain wind, wind style, pressure damage, wind style, rotating shuriken, wind waves, sword of the wind count, shield of the wind count and wind style, holy rotating wind blades were all the jutsus he learned, but the last one was his own creation. He was working on a side project, but he wouldn't tell Jiraiya what it was. He worked on his ice keke genkai, and while he was in snow before he left, Koyuki gave him some scrolls on ice ninjutsu that her uncle had hidden away. Ice style: earth chain ice, ice prison jutsu, ice style, black dragon blizzard, frozen capturing field, ice breaking sledgehammer, ice style, one-horned white whale, ice style, Twin Dragon Blizzard, Ice Sword and Ice Shuriken were all the jutsus he learned thanks to Koyuki. Naruto also developed a lightning affinity while they were out training, and Naruto learned a few lighting jutsus while they were traveling Lightning Country. Naruto had to buy some lightning scrolls off of a traveling caravan. Lightning Ball, Lightning Bolt, Thunderclap Arrow, Electromagnetic Murder, Lightning Whip, and he created an S-rank lightning jutsu called Raijin's Wrath that controls lighting in the air no matter the weather, and it sends bolts of lighting down to the ground. Genjutsu-wise, they spent a lot of time working on his chakra control, but no matter how much he worked on it, he was only able to cast A and S rank genjutsu without his Hishigan activated, but he could do any kind of genjutsu with his eye, and he found that weird. His kenjutsu was beyond that of anybody in Konoha since he was personally trained by Mifune in Iron Country when they made a stop there. Iron Country was the perfect place for Naruto to practice his Ice Kekkei Genkei since there was snow on the ground at the time he was there. His Fuinjutsu easily surpassed Jiraiya's skills, but with him being in Uzumaki, they already knew that was going to happen. Jiraiya knew he had training complete and was strong, but he still needed more field experience. For the last 3 months of the training trip, Jiraiya had Naruto go out and fight high-class rogue ninja to sharpen his skills in battle. Jiraiya had him go out in disguise and capture or kill a missing ninja. Since Naruto would use a different disguise every time, they were unable to put him in the bingo book and create a bounty for him. Jiraiya also got Naruto into the habit of meditating and remaining still. Jiraiya told him that when the toads decide to train him, this would come in handy, and Naruto didn't complain. Naruto also summoned Gamakichi to train with him. Since Gamakichi was his familiar, Naruto wanted them to be fully in sync with one another. They were nearly a perfect combo and would finish later since the toads wanted Gamakichi to focus on his toad training for now. Naruto also met the Nine Tails and they are on speaking terms, but not close to being allies. Flashback. Alright, Naruto. It's been a year and a half into this trip and you've grown quite a bit. I want you to do something for me. Jiraiya said. What's that? Naruto asked. I want you to get in contact with the Nine Tails. Jiraiya said. Why? I thought we were going to wait a bit longer for that. Naruto said. That was the plan, but one of my spies revealed something to me about the 8 Tails and 2 Tails Jinchuriki back in Kumo. Jiraiya said. What did your spy say? Naruto asked. The 8 Tails and 2 Tails Jinchuriki are fully in sync with their tailed beast. There's rumors going around that instead of forcefully using the tailed beast chakra like we think you need to do, they befriended their tailed beasts and trained with them to become fully synchronized. Jiraiya said. I've never heard of doing that before. Do you think any other Jinchuriki is able to do this? Naruto asked. From what my spies in Kiri told me, before his death, the 4th Mizukage was able to completely transform into his tailed beast. I don't know about Iwa, Taki and Kiri's other Jinchuriki though. Iwa keeps both of their Jinchuriki under heavy watch. Taki, I don't have spies in there since it's hidden by a secret entrance, and Kiri's other Jinchuriki is a rogue ninja and has been keeping a low profile. Jiraiya said. So, you want me to befriend the 9 Tails, which is basically impossible from what I've been told. Naruto asked. It's worth a shot. Listen, I'm going to tell you something that you probably don't even remember. Do you remember when you were training with me and Tsunade and you were using the 9 Tails chakra? Jiraiya asked. Yeah, I grew 3 tails and blacked out. You said I went on a rampage. Naruto said. That's true, but it's not the entire story. Jiraiya said. What do you mean? Naruto asked. You lost control at 3 tails, but during your rampage you grew a 4th tail. When you grew the 4th tail, your skin started to peel off and you literally turned into a miniature 9 tails. Tsunade was able to suppress the 9 tails chakra, but your skin was badly damaged. Jiraiya said. Well, that sucks. I don't remember any of it. I bet I kicked your ass. Naruto said, and Jiraiya just mumbled something under his breath about him getting a lucky shot. Listen, I want you to meditate and go into your mindscape to talk to the 9 Tails. Do this at least 2 times a week. Jiraiya said. Alright. Naruto said and started to meditate. Mindscape. Man, this place is a dump. I can't believe my actual mind looks like this. Naruto thought as he walked up to the cage containing the 9 Tails. Yo, 9 Tails. Naruto said, and the 9 Tails roared. You disgusting human. Come here and let me rip your flesh from your bones. The 9 Tails yelled. If that's the case then I'll stay where I'm at. What's your deal anyway? Naruto asked. I hate all humans. The Nine Tails growled. Even me. Naruto asked. Especially you. The Nine Tails said. Why? I didn't do anything to you. Actually, this is the first time I've even met you. Naruto said. I hate you the most because I'm sealed inside of you. The Nine Tails said. What? That doesn't even make any sense. I was a damn baby. You can't blame me for that. Naruto said. What the hell do you want? The Nine Tails asked. I just want to talk. Naruto said. No. You humans are all the same. You only capture us to be used for your wars and to quench your thirst for power. The Nine Tails said. That's not why I'm here. I just wanted to know if you want to be my friend. Naruto said. I will never be friends with a human. However, you do have a minuscule amount of my respect for defeating Shukaku. I always hated that stupid raccoon. The Nine Tails said. How do you know about that? Naruto asked. I'm inside your mind. I can see your memories. My favorite is the one with you getting your ass kicked by your perverted teacher. The Nine Tails said. Of course it is. Look, I really did come here to be friends. Naruto said. No. The Nine Tails said and roared, forcing Naruto out of his mind. Real world. Well, that was rude. Naruto said. What happened? Jiraiya asked. The Nine Tails kicked me out of my own mind. Naruto said. Did you befriend it? Jiraiya asked. No, but he said I have a minuscule amount of his respect. Naruto said. Why? Naruto asked. Because I defeated Shukaku. Naruto said. I see. It's not much, but it's a start. Jiraiya said. Flashback end. Naruto kept talking to the Nine Tails for the remainder of the trip and they became somewhat friends, but the Nine Tails wasn't ready to completely trust Naruto. Naruto figured the Nine Tails had a name, but refused to tell him, and Naruto was okay with that. Naruto also thanked the Nine Tails for healing him when he was a kid, but the Nine Tails said he didn't have a choice thanks to the seal Naruto has. Naruto had quite the growth spurt during this training trip, and it was thanks to Jiraiya putting him on an even more strict diet since he wasn't around ramen. He no longer stood at 5 feet 2. He was now 6 feet 2 and put on more muscle, but he didn't have a bulky muscle build. He has more of a lean type of body. He grew his hair out a bit and he looked exactly like the 4th Hokage. All of his baby fat was gone from his face, so he had a more defined jawline now. Hey, pervy sage. Naruto said and Jiraiya sighed. What is it? Jiraiya asked. Do you think Tayuya met somebody else while I was gone? Naruto asked. I doubt it. I saw how inseparable you two were before we left and I noticed she's opened up to you. You've also changed because of her. You were vocal before, but now it's like you don't even have a filter. Jiraiya said. Did Granny Tsunade change you? Naruto asked. She changed me in a good and bad way. Jiraiya said. How? Naruto asked. Despite me being a pervert, I was actually not sexually active before my first time with Tsunade. Yeah, I would peek at the bathhouses, but that was just a hobby. I told myself that Tsunade would be the only woman I would sleep with. We messed around a few times and we were actually each other's first. She started to date Dan and I was happy for her. After Dan died and she blew up at me, that's when I really started sleeping around with multiple women and drinking a lot. Sometimes I would have to pay and sometimes they would just throw themselves at me. Jiraiya said. That doesn't sound like changing you for the better. Naruto said. That was the bad part. She changed me for the better because it made me focus more on my goal in life. Before me and Tsunade got together, I was just a ninja for the hell of it. She told me her dream to become the world's greatest medic, and that's when I decided I would change the world. Jiraiya said. What do you mean change the world? Naruto asked. There's too much hate in this shinobi world of ours. My dream is a world where everyone can cooperate and get along with one another. I've fought in 2 of the 3 great shinobi wars and it's not a pretty sight. Senseless fighting just to prove what village is stronger. Things like that are tearing the world apart, and I fear with the Akatsuki hunting tailed beasts, they'll start another war. All of this is pointless and we should be trying to set a good example for future generations. A lot of people think it's silly, but that's an honest dream of mine. My books may be for perverts, but at least they aren't killing each other. I gave them something to bond over. Jiraiya said. I wouldn't mind a world with no violence. The first 11 or 12 years of my life was surrounded by violence from the people in my own village. Naruto said. What is your dream? Jiraiya asked. Don't get me wrong, I still want to become Hokage, but I have a different dream as well. Naruto said, and now Jiraiya was intrigued. Well, this may seem dumb, but I want the tailed beasts to have their freedom again. I know me and the Nine Tails can't be separated thanks to our lives being intertwined because of the Death God, but sealing them away against their will isn't a good thing. Naruto said, surprising both Jiraiya and the Nine Tails. Why'd you make that your dream? Jiraiya asked. I don't know. Ever since the first time I talked with the Nine Tails, I've been having a weird thought in my head. Naruto said. Weird how? Jiraiya asked. Okay. So, you know how the tailed beasts have been around for like thousands of years, right? Naruto asked. Yeah. Jiraiya said. Doesn't it seem odd that there's never been any incidents in history of them attacking or causing destruction? I have a feeling that they've been out here for a higher purpose. I don't know the complete history, but I don't think the tailed beasts started attacking humans until we started sealing them away. Doesn't that make us as much of a monster or demon as we call them? Naruto asked. You bring up valid points, but you thought of all this just from one talk with the Nine Tails. Jiraiya asked. Yeah, he also slipped up and told me Hashirama Senju was responsible for the sealing of the tailed beasts. I like Hashirama as much as the next guy, but he was wrong for capturing the tailed beasts and giving them away like he owned them. We're kind of fixing his mistakes when you look at it, since all of these wars have been about power and the Jinchuriki are always used as weapons of war. Naruto said. So, there's just one thing. You can't extract a tailed beast without killing the host. Jiraiya said. That's not true. I think that's only if you remove it quickly. I think if I came up with a seal to remove the tailed beast, then they can live. The only problem is I would need one seal to remove the tailed beast, but heal them as well while the tailed beast is being removed. Naruto said. The removing part should be easy for you, but the healing part you should talk to Tsunade about since she's the world's greatest medic. Jiraiya said. She does have skills in Fuinjutsu as well. Thanks pervy sage. Naruto said, and Jiraiya sighed. We were having a great conversation and he still calls me that. There's no respect. Jiraiya thought. Alright, listen up. We'll be back in Konoha by tomorrow morning if we keep this pace up. Jiraiya said. Niece. Don't forget that Granny Tsunade asked you out on a date when you get back. Naruto said. Oh, trust me, I haven't. Jiraiya said and pulled out the bra he stole from her. I hope you washed that thing. Naruto said. Shut up. Jiraiya said. Come to your mindscape. The Nine Tails said. What for? Naruto asked. We need to talk. The Nine Tails said. Fine. Naruto thought. Mindscape. What is it? Naruto asked. Your dream. If you really wish to free the other 8-tailed beasts, then you should know the truth about the tailed beasts. The Nine Tails said. What do you mean by the truth? Naruto asked. Exactly that. Do you know who the Sage of Six Paths is? The Nine Tails asked. I've heard of him. Naruto said. That's good enough. Long before the founding of the hidden villages, the Sage of Six Paths saved the world by sealing the 10 tails into his body, becoming its Jinchuriki. Some time later, the sage was inspired by his youngest son, Asura, to use his creation of all things ability to divide the 10 tails chakra into 9 living entities, what would become the tailed beasts. The Nine Tails said. So, he's basically like your father then? Naruto asked. Yes. The sage named us tailed beasts and explained to us that a link existed between us despite their separation. He also foretold of a day when we would be brought together again, though not as we were, and that at that time someone would emerge to show them what true power is. The Nine Tails said. True power. Naruto said and thought about his conversation when he first met Haku. We tailed beasts were originally created not only to prevent the 10 tails resurrection, but also to maintain balance and peace. The Nine Tails said. So I was right when I said that you were here for a higher purpose. Naruto said. Yes. Now, I've already told you about what Hashirama did, so I don't need to repeat myself for that. Now, over the centuries, humanity failed to recognize us tailed beasts as sentient individuals, instead seeing us only as monsters, demons, or mindless beasts worthy of fear and disdain. Because of our immense power, we were sought out by humans and used as weapons in times of war. The Nine Tails said. Am I the first person you were sealed in? Naruto asked. No. I was sealed away twice before you. Coincidentally, it was always in Uzumaki that I was sealed into since they're the only people who can handle my chakra. The Nine Tails said. Who else were you sealed inside of? Naruto asked. Mito Uzumaki and Kushina Uzumaki. The Nine Tails said. My mom was a Jinchuriki. Naruto asked. Yes. Kushina, like yourself, was basically forced into becoming a Jinchuriki. She was brought here all the way from Uzushiogakure to become my second container since Mito Uzumaki was dying. Instead of letting Kushina judge me in her own way, Mito brainwashed your mother into thinking I was a rampaging beast, and like Mito, your mother also treated me like shit. They both had me chained up to some kind of lava rock in their seal with stakes going through each of my tails, hands and chest. Mito and Hashirama knew I was being controlled when I attacked the first time, but they were scared of my power and sealed me away after I was recovering from the genjutsu I was placed under. The Nine Tails said. It's hard to believe that my mom would treat you like that. From what I was told, my mother was a loving and caring person. Naruto said. To humans, yes. To tailed beasts she treated me like everyone else. The Nine Tails said. Who controlled you? Naruto asked. Madara Uchiha. The Sharingan, once it reaches a certain level, has the power to control a tailed beast. The Nine Tails said. That was over 100 years ago. Naruto said. Yes. That one act caused humans to treat us like they currently do, and we need to get back to our true purpose of maintaining peace and balance. The Nine Tails said. How do you plan on doing that? Naruto asked. I have my ways. The Nine Tails said and went to sleep. The hell does that mean? Naruto said and left his mindscape. Real world. I'm guessing the Nine Tails wanted to talk to you again. Jiraiya said. Yeah. Naruto said. Any progress between you two? Jiraiya asked. I'm not really sure, but he's a lot more talkative. Naruto said. That's better than what it was when you first talked to him. Now, let's get some sleep. We should be in Konoha a few hours after we wake up. Jiraiya said. Okay. Naruto said. Konoha. Over the past 2.5 years, Konoha has been different since Naruto was gone. No one knew where he went, and somebody even started a rumor that he was finally killed, but that was quickly shut down when Tayuya found out who started the rumor. That's another thing people came to realize in this village. When Naruto isn't around, do not piss off Tayuya because it won't end well. Actually, they decided to not piss her off even if Naruto was around because they didn't want to deal with him either. Tayuya also kept the apartment building up and running while he was gone. She handled all problems the building had if it ever occurred and hired a maintenance team to take requests for anything that needed to be fixed. I'm the red light district. Tayuya was practically royalty since she was with Naruto and never judged them for how they lived. A noble that was walking in the red light district once tried to attack Tayuya, but the men in the district grabbed him and pulled him into an alley. They gave him the worst beating of his life and escorted Tayuya back to her apartment before going about their business. Tayuya grew up a lot over the years and she quickly became one of the most desired women in the village. Tayuya now wore a white V-neck half shirt that showed off her cleavage, which grew from a B cup to nearly the size of Tsunade's, give or take a few centimeters. She wore mesh underneath that went to her thighs and a red skirt that she wore some spandex underneath. She wore the same open-toed strap black sandals with a heel as Tsunade, and she would sometimes wear a blue haori with her outfit. To top the outfit off, she wore the necklace Naruto gave her before he left the village. Due to her eating and having a healthier lifestyle, her hair was now a vibrant red color instead of the dull red it was before. Out of the entire Rookie 9 that she was a part of now, she was easily the most beautiful of all the girls, and she constantly rejected everybody that asked her out on a date. While she still had her temper, she matured a lot and didn't curse as much as she used to. Her training with Tsunade paid off over the years, and if she wanted to become a medical ninja, then she would have been her apprentice, but Tayuya declined when Tsunade actually offered her the position. She actually listened to Naruto when he told her to add some ninjutsu and taijutsu to her repertoire. Her genjutsu was still her strong point, and she no longer used the flute since she could whistle in different tunes to activate her genjutsu. Her genjutsu was already chunin level before, but thanks to her training with Kurenai, it was now Anbu level. Her taijutsu was mid-jonin thanks to her training with Anko and Tsunade. Ninjutsu was her biggest surprise since she had two chakra natures, earth and fire. Tsunade personally trained her with her earth chakra nature and trained her using her fire chakra nature. All around she was a mid-Jonin level shinobi and was somewhat patiently waiting to get promoted to Jonin. She was friends with the majority of the Rookie 9 and they were shocked when she told them that she's dating Naruto. The only ones who weren't really shocked were Sakura and Ino since they saw them at the festival. The only ones that she didn't get along with were Hinata, Kiba, Shikamaru, Choji and Neji, but she suspected Hinata had something to do with that. Sakura and Ino personally pulled Tayuya to the side and apologized for how they treated her during her first few months in Konoha. They explained their feelings towards Sasuke at the time and why they were acting like total bitches towards her and Naruto. It took some time, but Tayuya eventually forgave them and then she was dragged shopping with Ino. Needless to say, Naruto doesn't have much space in his apartment anymore and Tayuya didn't realize how fun shopping was. Tenten got along with Tayuya just fine, but they didn't really see each other, but when they did see each other and didn't have anything planned, they would hang out. Rock Lee was a different story. Tayuya didn't hate him, but she didn't like him either and that was due to his loud talking and eccentric ways. She would just tune him out whenever he started talking. Shino was quiet, but Tayuya knew he didn't have a problem with her. Kiba and Hinata were like her worst enemies in Konoha. Kiba still treated her like an outsider and threatened her a lot, which resulted in her placing him under a very strong genjutsu that he couldn't break out of. Add in the fact that she grew up quite nicely and Kiba would try to get her in bed just to do it, but she'd put him in a coma every time he did that. Hinata was probably the worst since nobody really believed her. To everyone else Hinata was quiet and shy still, but when it was her and Tayuya alone, she was the complete opposite. Once Hinata hit her growth spurt, she'd look at Tayuya and smirk at her while puffing her chest out, making Tayuya grit her teeth. However, that all changed once Tayuya hit her growth spurt and her chest was even bigger than Hinata's, which pissed Hinata off. When they took the chunin exams again, they had to fight each other and it was not a pretty sight. Tayuya nearly killed Hinata, but the match was stopped when Hinata couldn't continue. Needless to say, Tsunade kept them far away from each other and if Tayuya was sent on a mission that required the Byakugan, Tsunade would send her with Neji or any other Hyuga. Right now, Tayuya was sitting in Tsunade's office talking to her and Shizune. "So, how was your last round to the hospital?" Tsunade asked. "It was good. I don't know why you keep sending me there. I'm not a medical ninja." Tayuya said. "True, but with me having to fire so many of the staff due to their records, I need some help. The civilians should be done and ready by next week." Tsunade said. "Well, can they hurry up? The pale-eyed freak comes in halfway through my shift to start hers." Tayuya said. "I don't understand why Hinata doesn't like you." Shizune said. "It's because I have Naruto and she doesn't. It's not my fault we fell for each other. She's known him for like 12 years now and she never even tried to get to know him." Tayuya said. "You know, I'm amazed at how much you've changed since you became a Konoha ninja." Shizune said. "I'm not. We know why she changed." Tsunade said. "Yeah, my lovable blue-eyed fuckface of a boyfriend." Tayuya said and had a smile on his face. "Do you miss him?" Shizune asked. "Does she miss the pervert?" Tayuya asked. "Fair point." Shizune said. "When the hell are they coming back? I thought they were supposed to be here last week." Tayuya said. "They were. I don't know what's taking them so long. I'll give them until the end of tomorrow before I send 2 squads of Anbu to go look for them." Tsunade said. "What if something happened?" Tayuya asked. "I doubt it. The Akatsuki don't know where they are and Naruto was basically a jonin when he left. Add in somebody like Jiraiya who is even stronger than I am. If he actually trained Naruto like he said he would, then I doubt anybody would stand a chance against the 2 of them." Tsunade said and pulled out a bottle of sake. "He needs to hurry the fuck up." Tayuya said. "I'll let that one slide." Tsunade said. "Sorry. Now, onto important matters." Tayuya said. "What important matters?" Tsunade asked. "Why haven't I been promoted to Jonin? I think that I have earned my promotion and you can't tell me otherwise." Tayuya said, as she crossed her arms and tilted her head upwards. The fact that she doesn't even realize she acts like Naruto sometimes is astounding. Shizune thought. "I thought I already made you a Jonin." Tsunade said. "That was Shikamaru and Neji." Tayuya said. "I remember now. I sent an Anbu to come get you, but you weren't answering the door." What were you doing? Tsunade asked. I was busy. Tayuya said and had a blush on her face. I see. Shizune, hand me Tayuya's mission file. Tsunade said. Of course. Shizune said and handed her the file. Let's see. Tayuya. 3D rank missions, 15C rank missions, 10B rank missions and 3A rank missions. Not bad. You have a few write-ups, but those were from your missions with Team 8 and you haven't had one since. Genjutsu is Anbu level, Taijutsu is mid-Jonin level and Ninjutsu is also mid-Jonin level. It says here that you possibly have a Kekkei Genkei. Tsunade said. Really? Tayuya asked. That's right. Mei Terumi, the new Mizukage. Saw you training when she was here to discuss a treaty between Kiri and Konoha. She suspects that you may be able to use the lava Kekkei Genkei. She said once you were done training she saw signs of lava being used and if that were the case she left behind some jutsus for you to learn. Shizune said. Why didn't I know about this? Tsunade asked. You were drunk when I told you and you had me put it down in her file. Shizune said. That's probably why I don't remember. Anyway, let's check it out. Tsunade said and gave Tayuya some chakra paper. How will I be able to use lava if I don't have anybody to train me? Tayuya asked. I'll train you. You have complete control over your earth and fire chakra natures, so you just have to combine them. I know how to combine chakra natures, so I'll be able to help you. Tsunade said. Alright. Tayuya said. Tayuya channeled some chakra into the paper and the results were shocking to say the least. The paper split into 4 pieces this time instead of burning and then crumbling away. One piece was ripped to shreds, one caught on fire, one crumbled away and the last one melted away as it turned into lava. That's new. I never had a wind chakra nature before. Tayuya said. It must have developed while you were training over the years. Shizune said. What chakra natures does Naruto have again? Tsunade asked. Wind, water and fire. Tayuya said. I see. Ninjutsu-wise I'd say you're both even and cancel each other out for the most part. Your wind cancels each other out. His water beats your fire, but your earth beats his water. However, his fire can beat your earth and vice versa. Tsunade said. Who's going to teach me how to control my wind chakra nature? Tayuya asked. I can teach you. I have a wind affinity, but I don't use it. Shizune said. Nice. Tayuya said. Well, everything here checks out. Congratulations on being promoted to Jonin. Tsunade said and tossed Tayuya her Jonin vest. That's it. Where's the streamers, confetti and balloons? Tayuya asked. That's what you thought a Jonin promotion was like? Shizune asked. Well, yeah. Tayuya said. Well, it's not. Tsunade said. I'd rather get demoted then. At least when I won the chunin exams it was a huge celebration. Tayuya said. That's because it's an event. This isn't an event. Tsunade said. Can you demote me to Genin so I can take the chunin exams over? Tayuya asked. No. Besides, what would Naruto think if you got demoted? Tsunade asked and smirked when Tayuya sighed. He'd be disappointed. Tayuya mumbled. Exactly. Tsunade said. I hate it when you use Naruto against me. It's not fair. Tayuya said. Yeah, I know. Tsunade said. Tayuya, will you be joining us for dinner tonight? Shizune asked. No, I think I'll stay at me and Naruto's apartment. Tayuya said. I can't wait to see him again. Shizune said. You can't. He's my godson who I only knew for a few months before he had to leave. Tsunade said. Excuse me. He's my boyfriend and I haven't been able to kiss or cuddle him in nearly 3 years. If anybody misses him the most it's me and I call first dibs on him. Tayuya said. We'll see about that. Tsunade said. What makes you think he's going to want to see you first? Tayuya asked. I'm his godmother and a member of the Uzumaki clan. What makes you think he'll want to see you first? Tsunade asked. I'm his girlfriend and he can't make out with you. Tayuya said. How about a bet? Tsunade asked. Name your terms. Tayuya said. Jiraiya will send word when they're about to be in the village. Me and you will be in the office. Whoever he wants to see first is the winner. If you lose, then you have to take Team Ebisu on a C-rank mission of my choosing. Tsunade said and Tayuya shivered. Fine. If you lose, then you have to wear the spandex outfit from the 2 green beans and run through Konoha while yelling about your flames of youth. Tayuya said and Tsunade shivered. Deal. Tsunade said and they shook on it as a messenger toad appeared. Lady Tsunade, Lady Tayuya, Shizune. Jiraiya and Naruto will be in the village sometime tomorrow morning. The toad said. Thank you. Tsunade said and the toad left. Looks like we'll find out tomorrow. Tayuya said. Looks like we do. Shizune, you're the witness just in case she tries to back out. Tsunade said and Shizune sighed. Of course, milady. Shizune said. Next day, Naruto and Jiraiya were walking up to the Konoha gates silently enjoying the walk. They knew they were supposed to be back last week, but they just decided to relax a bit more. They just decided to tell Tsunade that they trained for a bit longer and Jiraiya needed to meet up with somebody from his spy network. Meanwhile, Tsunade and Tayuya were both in the office glaring at the door as if trying to summon Naruto into the office. They've been in the office before the sun came up and Shizune was forced to bring them some food since neither of them ate. Where the fuck is he? Tayuya yelled. What's the matter? Scared to lose? Tsunade asked. Please. Tayuya scoffed. Hey. Why's everybody staring at the door? Jiraiya asked, as he came through the window. Jiraiya. Tsunade said and nearly gave him a hug, but she stopped. Where the fuck is Naruto? Tayuya yelled and Jiraiya shrunk away from her. Well, his ramen ticket is still good and he said the Ichirakus would be the first people he saw when he returns. Jiraiya said. He chose them over me. Tayuya said and her eye twitched. He chose food over family. Tsunade said and then Naruto came in the office followed by 12 shadow clones carrying ramen. Oh, my dear ramen. I've missed you so much. Naruto said. Ahem. Tayuya said and Naruto looked up. Hey, Tayuya. Whoa. Naruto said and his jaw dropped. What? Tayuya asked. Why you're even more beautiful than the last time I saw you. Naruto said. Thanks. Tayuya said and Naruto took a closer look at her. 104, 60, 98. Naruto said and gave Tayuya a kiss that made her melt. I know I've said this before, but you make me so proud, Naruto. Jiraiya said crying anime tears. I've kind of hit a growth spurt. Do you like it? Tayuya asked and rubbed the back of her head while doing the infamous Naruto Uzumaki nervous grin. Of course. Even if you wouldn't have grown like this I'd still like it. Naruto said. What about me? Tsunade asked. You're still 106 centimeters. I don't think they're getting any bigger than that. Jiraiya said. Shut up. That's not what I meant. Give me a hug, Naruto. Tsunade said and Naruto gave her a hug as well. I guess the bet is over with. Shizune said, as Naruto gave her a hug as well. What bet? Naruto asked. They made a bet that they'll each be the first person you'd want to see, but neither of them won or lost. Shizune said. Alright, Jiraiya. How strong is he? Tsunade asked. Honestly, he's nearly as strong as me. Jiraiya said. No. Seriously. How strong is he? Tsunade asked. I'm serious. He has the skills and field experience to back it up. There's not a Jonin or Anbu in the village who can beat him. I said I would train him seriously and that's what I did. Jiraiya said. Naruto, guess what? Tayuya said. What? Naruto asked. I have the lava keke genkai and a wind chakra nature. Tayuya said. That's awesome. I can tell you've gotten way stronger since I've been gone. Naruto said. Naruto, I want to test your skills. I'm not doubting Jiraiya, but I want to be sure. I already have an opponent picked out for you. Actually, he requested this whenever you came back to the village. Tsunade said. Who is it? Naruto asked and there was a knock on her door. Come in. Tsunade said and the door opened revealing Shikamaru and Temari. Naruto. Temari said and pulled him into a hug. Hey Temari. How've you been? Naruto asked. I'm great. Where have you been? You just disappeared for nearly 3 years. Temari said. I'm great. I was out training with Pervy Sage. Naruto said. I'll say. You're no longer a shrimp. You've grown and you've become even more handsome. Temari said. Shrimp. I'll have you know that I was taller than you by an inch before I left. As for my good looks, I guess I was always a good-looking guy. Naruto said and Temari smirked. You sure were. Temari said and looked at him from to toe. Hey, back off. He's mine. Tayuya said and Temari lifted her hands in mock surrender. I'm just observing. Temari said. I'm surprised the two of you can be in the same room given what happened. Naruto said. We couldn't at first, but I matured a lot since you've been gone. Tayuya said. I can tell. Naruto said and Tayuya blushed. Yeah, she's actually pretty cool. Temari said. Wait, are you my opponent? Naruto asked. Opponent? No. Me and the crybaby here are finalizing plans for the chunin exams. Temari said and pointed at Shikamaru. Shikamaru. Naruto said. Naruto. Shikamaru said and the door was burst open. Lady Tsunade. The villagers are. Whoa. Sakura, as she looked at Naruto and started to daydream. Sakura. Tsunade said. Huh? Sakura asked. What did you have to tell me? Tsunade asked. I forgot. Who is this? He's so sexy. Sakura said. Back off my boyfriend. Tayuya said and pulled Naruto close to her. That's Naruto. Sakura said. Sup? Naruto said. Hey. Sakura said and then had a dreamy look on her face. So, I'm guessing Kakashi is my opponent since he's hiding his chakra signature outside. Naruto said. That would be. Kakashi trailed off as he looked at Naruto. Minato-sensei. No. He doesn't have whiskers. Kakashi thought. Why does everybody keep staring at me? Haven't you all seen somebody grow up? Naruto asked. Because you're one sexy fucker. Tayuya said. I bet he's well endowed. Temari mumbled, but Tayuya heard her. He isn't, it's mine. Tayuya said. I said that out loud. Temari asked. Yeah. Tayuya said. Anyway, you're half right. I'm both you and Sakura's opponent. I want to see how much you've both grown. Kakashi said, but Tsunade noticed Naruto's and Kakashi's eyes harden a bit as they looked at each other. It's been a while since I've had an actual fight. I'm down. Naruto said. Me too. Sakura said and then Naruto tossed Kakashi a book. No way. Is this real? Kakashi asked. Yeah, it's the latest book from Pervy Sage. I'm sure you'd enjoy it. Naruto said. Jiraiya, you gave him that book. Tsunade asked. Not quite. It's a pretty good book actually. It's different from my other ones. It's still Ika, but instead of being inspired by peeking in bathhouses like I usually do, I wrote this one from my imagination and heart. He decided to add some stuff to the book and I think you should give it a read. Jiraiya said and gave her a copy. I am not reading this filth. Tsunade said. Just read the first 2 pages. It's a book I think women will start to enjoy. Jiraiya said. Yeah, it's not just some idiotic smut anymore. It's beautiful. Kakashi said and wiped a tear from his eye. I never thought I'd see the day Kakashi cries over a book after the first 2 pages. Shizune said. What page are you on? Naruto asked. Page 2. Kakashi said. Hold on. What about our fight? Sakura asked. We'll do it in a few hours. Kakashi said and went up in smoke. Well, how about we catch up, Naruto? Sakura asked. Not right now. I need to talk to Granny Tsunade. Naruto said. Maybe later then. Sakura said. Sure. Naruto said and Sakura left. Shikamaru, you're dismissed. I'll get what I need from you later. Tsunade said and Shikamaru just left then Tsunade sealed the room. What is it? Tsunade asked. Gaara will be the first Jinchuriki the Akatsuki goes after. Naruto said. Why Gaara? Temari asked and got worried. Because I'm guessing they need to go in order for their plans. I'll be last since I have the strongest tailed beast. Naruto said. Then we need to get to Suna. Temari said. No, we don't. Me and Naruto have toads placed in Suna that will reverse summon him when the Akatsuki arrive. They'll reverse summon him and whoever he's touching to the area. Jiraiya said. Aren't you going with them, Master Jiraiya? Shizune asked. No, I have to meet up with some important contacts about something and then see about my movie. Jiraiya said. The one with Princess Koyuki? Tsunade asked. That's the one. Jiraiya said. When will you be back? Tsunade asked. Not sure. I'll let you know when I get there. Jiraiya said. Okay. If that's all then this meeting is dismissed. Tsunade said. Actually, there's one more thing. Naruto said. What is it? Tsunade asked. I figured out who my dad was during my trip with Pervy Sage but didn't say anything. Do you know if he left me anything? Naruto asked. Maybe. There's a seal on his picture, but I couldn't open it. Tsunade said. Wait, who's your father? Temari asked. I look just like him. Naruto said and pointed at the 4th Hokage's picture. He's your father? Temari asked. Yeah, I never really paid attention to it until my hair grew longer. Naruto said and channeled some chakra into the seal on the picture. I can't believe I didn't see it sooner. Some friend I am. Temari said. I'm his fucking girlfriend. How do you think I feel? Tayuya asked. Whoa. Naruto said as he looked at what his father left him. What is it? Tayuya asked. It's jutsus from him that he wants me to learn. Some of the names are a bit odd, but I have the harem jutsu so I can't really complain. Naruto said. The what? Tayuya asked and raised an eyebrow. Nothing. Anyway, Granny Tsunade, he has something in here for you as well. It's a medical seal that heals minor injuries and replenishes the user's chakra reserves a bit. Naruto said. Really? Tsunade asked. Yeah, everything else is for me. Naruto said and gave her the seal with the instructions. This can lower our death rate and possibly increase the mission success even more. Tsunade said. Well, now that this is over with, can I have some time with Naruto? Tayuya asked. Of course. Tsunade said and unsealed the room. Don't forget about our day together, Granny. Naruto said. I already have it marked down. Tsunade said and Naruto left with Tayuya. I'm surprised she let him talk this much given how much she's missed him. Shizune said. Trust me, they aren't going to do much talking. Tsunade said. I guess I'll go back to my hotel then. Maybe see if anybody wants to do something. Temari said. Take a dip in the hot springs. Tsunade said. Not happening with this pervert back. Temari said and pointed at Jiraiya before she left. Naruto and Tayuya were walking around the village and everyone noticed how happy Tayuya was now that Naruto was back. She had the biggest smile on her face and he was carrying her on his back. The older generation of civilians quickly realized that they looked like Minato and Kushina when they first got together, and now almost everyone that treated him harshly in the past regret what they did to him. However, Naruto and Tayuya didn't even notice anybody else around them since they were off in their own little world. So, how has everything been for you since I left? Naruto asked and Tayuya sighed. Stressful. Tayuya said. Why? Naruto asked. Because a lot of shit went down between me and the quiet bitch. The horny mutt nearly made me kill him. Plus all the damn chunin and some jonin kept trying to get me to sleep with them. Tayuya said. Just point the chunin and jonin out to me. I'll teach them a lesson for you. Naruto said and Tayuya smiled. I appreciate the offer, but I already took care of it. I started to trap all of them in a genjutsu that made them think they were getting castrated. Tayuya said and Naruto laughed. That's my girl. Naruto said and Tayuya kissed his cheek. I've been waiting nearly 3 years to hear you say that. Tayuya said. I know. I'm back for good now. Naruto said. Finally. Tayuya replied. Now, what did Hinata and Kiba do? Naruto asked and she chuckled. How do you know I was talking about them? Tayuya asked innocently. I've heard almost every nickname you have for everybody in this village. Naruto said. Fair point. Who do you want to hear about first? Tayuya asked. Give me Kiba first. Naruto said. That horny fuck is one of the reasons I have so many write-ups on my file. He still treats me like an outsider and even tries to sabotage me on missions like a dumbass. Ever since I grew up thanks to puberty, he was one of the ones that constantly kept trying to sleep with me even after he found out we were dating. I can't tell you how many times I've had to kick his ass on a mission before I was able to go out on my own. The final straw was when he tried to grope my breasts and ass. I just decided to put him in a coma. He was in a coma for a few weeks. Tayuya said. Want me to kick his ass? Naruto asked. No, I can handle myself. Tayuya said. Next time he tries something you let me know. Naruto said. I will. I promise. Tayuya said, as they reached the apartment and went inside. I take it you're friends with Ino? Naruto asked, as he looked at everything in his apartment that wasn't there before. Oh yeah, her and Sakura pulled me to the side and apologized about what happened between us at the festival. After some time we became friends and Ino took me shopping. Tayuya said. Obviously. Naruto said and sat on the couch which was brand new. Do you like the couch? Tayuya asked. Yeah, Naruto said and sighed as he relaxed into the couch. Rough traveling? Tayuya asked, as she laid her head on his lap. Something like that. Naruto said. What happened? Tayuya asked. Tell me about Hinata first. Naruto said. I forgot about her. First off, did you know that she had a huge crush on you? Tayuya asked. No, I barely talked to her. Naruto said. Well, she did. She was such a bitch to me at first until I found out why. I mean, yeah, I know I'm known for being a bitch, but it wasn't on purpose. Anyway, she'd give me these side glances as if she was judging me every time we were near each other. On missions when I'd suggest something, she would turn her nose up at me and then try to compete with a better idea. She would do slick shit like trip me and then act like it was an accident. Can you believe one day she had the nerve to pull me aside and tell me that you belong to her? Talk about being crazy. Anyway, I finally settled things during the chunin exams when we had to fight and I beat the shit out of her. Now, we can't even be near each other unless we're being supervised. Tayuya said. Wow, I can't believe Hinata was like that. I guess Pervy Sage was right when he said you have to watch out for the quiet ones. Naruto said. That's not even the worst part. Apparently she has a nice little diary of things she'd like to do to you and with you. Ino told me about it and some of the stuff in there is something you wouldn't even think she's into. Tayuya said. Wow, I hope you don't have something like that. Naruto said. I'm pretty straightforward with you. I'll tell you if I like something or not. Tayuya said and Naruto gave her a kiss. That is true. Naruto said. Now, what happened on your trip? Any skanks try to get with you? Tayuya asked. No, we traveled a lot and barely stayed in a hotel. Naruto said. Maybe that's why you sank into the damn couch. What else did you do? How strong are you really? I wasn't really paying attention to what the perv was saying. Tayuya said. Why not? Naruto asked. Because I was distracted by your sexy ass face. Now, talk. Tayuya said. We trained basically every day the entire time until about the last 3 months. That's when I was out dealing with rogue ninja gaining field experience. They were unable to place me in the bingo book because I used a disguise on top of a henge every time. As for how strong I am, well, I can give Pervy Sage a run for his money. I'd say I'm close to surpassing him, I just need a bit more training. Naruto said. No fucking way. Tayuya said. I'm not bullshitting you. He told me that himself. Naruto said. Did you learn anything new? Like ninjutsu or genjutsu wise? Tayuya asked. I've learned nearly 40 ninjutsu and none of them require hand seals really, but I still may use 1 or 2 just for the hell of it. Genjutsu wise, I can't cast anything less than an A-rank genjutsu without my Hishigan activated, but I can use my Hishigan to cast any level of genjutsu and I even came up with my own S-rank genjutsu. Naruto said. Really? What's it called? Tayuya asked. Eyes of Helios. Naruto said. Nice. Sounds cool, but terrifying. What does it do? Tayuya asked. It really depends on the person. It's only usable with the Hishigan and it penetrates deep into a person's soul. It will show you your deepest desire and if it's evil, it'll punish you in a random way to make you feel excruciating pain inside the genjutsu and then you'd feel the same pain when the genjutsu ends. Naruto said. What if it's a good desire? Tayuya asked. Then it will let you live it out the way you want to. Your body won't go through any pain when the genjutsu is over with, but the way you live the desire in the genjutsu may not happen in real life. Naruto said. Nice. Sucks that I can't learn it. Tayuya said. I guess it does. Naruto said and yawned. Tired? Tayuya asked. Yeah, I've been traveling for nearly 3 years. Naruto said. Come on. Tayuya said and pulled Naruto up off the couch. Where are we going? Naruto asked. To our room. Tayuya said. Since when did you sleep in my room? Naruto asked. Since the day we started dating. Tayuya said and opened the door. Whoa, this bed is huge. Naruto said. I know. Thank goodness for ceiling scrolls. Tayuya said. I think I'll test it out. Naruto said and flopped onto the bed. So, what do you think? Naruto. Tayuya asked and she looked at him then saw he was out. Fucking lovable idiot. Could have at least waited for me to get in the bed. Tayuya said. She smiled and after getting him under the covers, she joined him. She was cuddled up to him and he wrapped an arm around her. She activated the seals for the apartment so nobody could get in from the outside and not even a shunshin would work. After a few minutes she was out as well. They slept all day not even realizing they missed his test with Kakashi and Sakura. Luckily for him, Kakashi decided to postpone for 2 days so he could read the newest Ika Ika book Naruto gave him. After all, Naruto did have a girlfriend that missed him, so he didn't even expect him to show up. The only thing is that they were sleeping instead of doing what everyone thought they would be doing. Meanwhile in River Country, a certain group dressed in black cloaks with red clouds are getting ready to make their move against the tailed beasts. There's just one problem: Naruto Uzumaki will be a major problem for them. 2 days passed and nobody has seen or heard from Naruto and Tayuya ever since Naruto returned. Today was the day for his test against Kakashi and everyone was waiting for him at Training Field 7. The past 2 days were wonderful for Tayuya since all she did was lay in bed with Naruto and she cooked food for them, so they had no reason to leave the house. They laughed and talked with a bit of play fighting where Naruto discovered Tayuya was ticklish. They even had multiple makeout sessions each day, but nothing went further because Tayuya wasn't ready for that yet. Naruto was also able to learn one of his father's jutsus that he left him. Right now they were laying in bed with Naruto playing in her hair and she was fast asleep on his chest. "Tayuya, wake up," Naruto said and she groaned. "5 more minutes. Tayuya said. "You said that 3 hours ago. I need to get up and go to my test with Kakashi and Sakura." Naruto said. "Fine. When does it start?" Tayuya asked as she started to stretch. 3 hours ago. Naruto said. "Oh okay," Tayuya said and got out of bed. "We'll continue after the test." Naruto said. "Give me a kiss." Tayuya said. "What's the magic word?" Naruto asked. "Give me a fucking kiss," Tayuya said and smiled when Naruto leaned in. "Nope," Naruto said and walked away from her, making her pout. "Fine, please give me a kiss," Tayuya said and Naruto smiled. "Sure," Naruto said, as Tayuya ran up and jumped on him for the kiss. "Thank you. Now, let's go," Tayuya said and Naruto deactivated the seals in his house then vanished. Training Ground 7. "Sorry, I'm late," Naruto said, as they arrived. "What the hell were you doing?" Tsunade asked. "Sleeping," Naruto said. "For 2 days?" Sakura asked. "Yup, and I'm doing it again right after this is finished," Naruto said and put Tayuya down. "Alright, you two know the drill. I have 2 bells and I don't care how you get them. If you aren't prepared to kill me, you won't take the bells. Show no mercy. You've got until sunrise tomorrow." "Alright, shall we get started?" Kakashi asked and closed his book. "Not going to read your book?" Naruto asked. "I bet he's already finished it," Sakura said. "Not quite. I'm going to save that for later. Besides, with the way Naruto has grown and the discovery of his dojutsu, I better keep on my toes. This time, it's serious," Kakashi said and revealed his Sharingan. "Let's go," Naruto said. Ice Shuriken. Naruto created a giant shuriken made of ice and then threw it at Kakashi with so much speed that you could see a dust trail behind it. Luckily for Kakashi, his Sharingan slowed things down for him and he managed to dodge it at the last second. Imagine his surprise when Naruto started to control it with his hand motions. All of a sudden, that one ice shuriken turned into 20 and Kakashi had to use the substitution jutsu to escape. That was close, Kakashi thought. "Come on, Kakashi. You're making this too easy," Naruto said. "Kick his fucking ass, Naruto," Tayuya yelled. "Okay," Naruto said and vanished. "Why do I have a bad feeling about this?" Kakashi thought and somebody tapped him on the shoulder. "Hey," Naruto said as Kakashi turned around and then kicked him out of the tree. "Nice shot," Sakura said. "Alright, Naruto. Shinobi Battle Tactics Lesson 1. Taijutsu," Kakashi said. "That's fine by me," Naruto said. "This has been a long time coming, Naruto. I hope you don't disappoint me, Naruto," Kakashi said. "Same thing could be said about you, Sharingan, Kakashi," Naruto said. Spectators. I don't think this was the plan," Shizune said. "It wasn't," Tayuya said. "Sakura, maybe you should sit this one out," Shizune said. "She's right, Sakura. This fight is going to be way above your current level," Tsunade said. "What about the bells?" Sakura asked and then 2 bells landed at her feet. "There, you got the bells. Now, get your pink ass over here," Tayuya said. "Fine," Sakura said and walked towards them. "I didn't think Naruto disliked Kakashi that much to make this personal," Shizune said. "It's deeper than that," Tsunade said. "What do you mean, milady?" Sakura asked. I can't go into details with you since I'd reveal a SS-ranked secret to you and I need Naruto's permission to do so. Tsunade said. Does it have to do with the fact that he's the fourth Hokage's child? Sakura asked. How do you know? Tsunade asked. Look at him. Take away the whisker marks and he's an exact replica. Sakura said. She's got a point. Tayuya said. Fine. Don't tell anyone. Anyway, the fight between Naruto and Kakashi was bound to happen since the day Naruto was born. Kakashi wanted to train Naruto personally, but then politics got involved and he couldn't train him how he wanted to once he was on his genin team. Had Kakashi actually trained Naruto, then he would have been stripped of his shinobi license and he would have served a 4-year sentence in blood prison. The fourth Hokage was the one who tested Kakashi and it's only fitting that Kakashi tests Naruto. Tsunade said. Then why did they seem like they're going to kill each other? Sakura asked. Because Naruto wants to prove himself to Kakashi that he was worthy of being trained by him since he was always rejected, and Kakashi wants to personally see if Naruto will be able to deal with a group of S-ranked criminals. Tsunade said. Wait, Kakashi-sensei is an S-rank shinobi. He doesn't seem like it. Sakura said. Looks can be deceiving. He's the man who copied over 1,000 jutsus and you think he wouldn't be classified as an S-rank shinobi. Tayuya said. No. It's just that he doesn't seem like it. He's lazy and constantly has this aloofness about him. Sakura said. If Jiraiya didn't have the title of legendary Sannin, would you think he was stronger than me given his peeping habits? Tsunade asked. No. Sakura said. You shouldn't think like that. Everybody has their weaknesses. For example, Naruto doesn't like when I eat out of his ramen bowl. We had an argument a few months after I joined the village because I ate out of his specified ramen bowl. Tayuya said. Seriously? Sakura asked. Yeah, every strong shinobi has an odd quirk about them. Big Tits likes to drink, the perv likes to peep on women, and Kakashi likes to read porn in public. Tayuya said. Shush. They're about to start. Tsunade said. Naruto versus Kakashi. As the two shinobi stared each other down, the tension in the area was enough to make the nearby animals run and hide. Everything was quiet until a falling leaf in the wind touched the ground and suddenly they both vanished. The sound of kunai clashing and fist colliding was heard and felt throughout the entire training area. Kakashi barely ducked out of the way from a kick Naruto threw at his head and went for a punch towards Naruto's gut, but Naruto saw it coming, then blocked it while kicking Kakashi in his chin with his opposite leg. Kakashi jumped back, but Naruto didn't give him a chance to catch his breath and was on him in an instant. Naruto started to move even faster, catching Kakashi off guard, but he was able to block or dodge most of Naruto's attacks thanks to his Sharingan. Naruto didn't let the Sharingan stop his assault and tapped into his genin days before he met Jiraiya, which was a lot of random taijutsu moves. The unpredictable moves of Naruto normally wouldn't have caught Kakashi off guard, but this Naruto was a lot faster now. Naruto would act like he's throwing a punch, but then it would turn into an elbow to the solar plexus. Naruto would throw an elbow, but it would turn into a kick to the ribs, making Kakashi wince from how much power was in the kick, and he would slide away, but keep his balance. When Kakashi looked up, he saw Naruto just staring at him, and then his eyes widened and then he quickly blocked a punch aimed at his face. I think it's safe to assume that I've won the taijutsu lesson. Naruto said. That's an understatement. He outclassed me and even rendered the Sharingan useless. I know Lord Jiraiya would train him, but I didn't think he'd come back this good. Who am I kidding? He was already a Jonin-level shinobi when he left. Kakashi thought. Very well. Shinobi Battle Tactics Lesson 2, Ninjutsu. Kakashi said and quickly went through hand signs. Fire style, Fireball Jutsu. Water style, Ripping Torrent. The fireball from Kakashi and the ripping torrent from Naruto collided and created a giant steam cloud blocking the vision from everyone. Naruto blew the steam away using great breath through and then jumped up when Kakashi came from underneath the ground trying to stab him with a kunai while using double suicide decapitation. Naruto landed and held up the tiger hand sign. Fire style, Crimson Earth Spider. Naruto created a huge spider made of fire around Kakashi and watched as it bit down on Kakashi before exploding. The smoke cleared and Kakashi was no longer there thanks to the substitution jutsu he used to switch with a log. Naruto heard Kakashi call out the Water Dragon Jutsu and countered with his Ice Dragon Jutsu. The ice dragon easily destroyed Kakashi's jutsu and came crashing down at Kakashi with speeds he wasn't expecting, and he was sent flying into a tree. Wind style, rotating shuriken. While Kakashi was a tad bit dazed, Naruto threw wind-coated shuriken at Kakashi, who barely managed to get out of the way. Kakashi jumped away again as he saw Naruto coming out of the air with a Rasengan the size of his head and destroyed the ground. Naruto didn't let up as he used his Flame Meteor's jutsu, which confused everyone since he just sent a huge fireball into the air, but that all changed when medium-sized balls fire came raining down at Kakashi and exploded as they hit the ground. Sheesh, can he give me a break? Kakashi thought. Kakashi was brought out of his thoughts when he saw a huge tornado made of fire coming right at him courtesy of Naruto's Flame Tornado jutsu. Kakashi quickly countered with the water style Giant Vortex jutsu accompanied by a shadow clone of his that used the same jutsu, and he barely got out alive. The smoke was blown away and then Kakashi was electrocuted by Naruto's lightning whip. Naruto knew Kakashi had a problem with his chakra reserves thanks to the strain of the Sharingan and used it to his advantage. While Naruto was a chakra powerhouse and could throw out jutsu after jutsu, Kakashi didn't have that luxury. Naruto's plan was simple. Keep the pressure on Kakashi and force him to use high-ranked jutsu or multiple low-ranked jutsus in rapid succession. Lightning style, thunderclap arrow. Naruto gathered lighting chakra and shaped it into a small projectile, then threw it at Kakashi, who substituted with a shadow clone. Kakashi was panting from the continuous onslaught from Naruto and he desperately needed a break. Naruto decided it was time to end this and then channeled a small amount of chakra that he sent straight up in the air. Raijin's wrath. Everyone waited for something to happen, but Tsunade had a feeling it was going to be destructive, so she created a huge dome of earth around Sakura, Shizune, Tayuya and herself. She reinforced it with a huge amount of chakra. All of a sudden, lightning started to rain down on the training ground and everything was destroyed, even Tsunade's jutsu. The attack lasted for about 10 seconds before it stopped and a huge smoke cloud was all you could see. Naruto used the wind style, Divine Mountain Wind, to blow away the smoke and everyone was trapped underneath some rubble. I guess I overdid it a bit, Naruto said and sheepishly scratched his head. Naruto Uzumaki. Tsunade yelled as she exploded from the rubble. Uh-oh, Naruto said, and when he tried to run, Tsunade appeared in front of him with a glare that could kill. What the hell was that? Tayuya asked. You nearly killed me, Sakura said. Well, it was a jutsu I created. I mean, nobody died, right? Naruto asked. I barely got out of that, Kakashi said, as his clothes were torn up and he was barely able to stand. Who's going to fix the training ground? Shizune asked. I'll do it, but Naruto will be paying for an S-rank mission, Tsunade said and his jaw dropped. What? Why? This was your idea, Naruto said and Tayuya punched him on the head. She didn't tell you to fucking destroy everything, Tayuya yelled. Honestly, Naruto, you should have more control over your jutsu before you use it, Sakura said. That was the controlled version, Naruto said sheepishly. You're kidding, right? Tayuya asked. Nope, Naruto said. I'm putting that in the Forbidden Scroll, Tsunade said. Absolutely not. I claim it as an Uzumaki clan jutsu and it will go in a scroll of the Uzumaki clan, Naruto said. That doesn't exist, Tsunade said, and Naruto quickly unsealed a giant scroll before writing the jutsu in it. It does now, Naruto said and smirked as Tsunade's eye twitched. Anyway, Kakashi, go get yourself checked out, Tsunade said and Kakashi vanished. Well, despite everything that happened, I think it's safe to say that Naruto's more than ready to face the Akatsuki, Tayuya said and jumped on his back then kissed his cheek. Fine, I still don't think he's ready for a Jonin rank yet, Tsunade said and smirked when Naruto started to violently twitch. I will prank this village so bad that not even your shadow clone will help you with the paperwork, Naruto said and had a stare-off with Tsunade. You wouldn't dare, Tsunade said. Oh, I would. I'll even have Tayuya join me, Naruto said, and they had matching smirks on their faces. That's kind of creepy, Sakura thought. Lady Tsunade, will you just give him the vest? You promoted him right after he left, Shizune said, and Tsunade sighed. Why did you have to ruin it? I was just about to get something out of this, Tsunade said. If you haven't noticed already, All of the paperwork you get goes through me first, and I'd rather not deal with paperwork that has something to do with Naruto's pranking. Shizune said. Fine, here's your vest. Tsunade said and unsealed a Jonin vest. Yes, Naruto said, and when he cheered, he accidentally dropped Tayuya. Ow. Hey, Tayuya said, and Naruto picked her up. Sorry, Naruto said and gave her a kiss. Apology accepted. However, I want more when we get home. Tayuya said and whispered that last part in his ear. Alright, lovebirds. You're all dismissed. Tsunade said. Bye big tits. Tayuya said as they vanished. She does know her boobs are the size of yours, right? Sakura asked. She does, but I doubt she'll stop calling me that. Tsunade said. So, what's next? Sakura asked. Now, we deal with the Akatsuki. You'll need to step up your training as well. I know you're a medic, but you need to be able to protect yourself if they attack you. Tsunade said. But I've been training with you for the last 3 years. Shouldn't I be ready now? Sakura asked. Sakura, the Akatsuki is a group made up of S-rank criminals, and each of them have the strength to back it up. I don't want to be harsh, but you won't be of much use if you go one-on-one with an Akatsuki member. Tsunade said. Then what's the point of even sending me on these missions if I'm not ready? Sakura asked. You'll gain experience. I'll mostly be sending you out with Naruto and Kakashi, who are both S-rank shinobi. From what we know, the Akatsuki travel in pairs of 2, so you'll always be paired up with somebody when you have to fight. You'll mainly be there for backup, so I don't want you to get reckless out there. Tsunade said. I understand. Sakura said. Don't worry. Everyone grows at different rates. Besides, you're more of a healer than a fighter despite knowing my chakra-enhanced fighting style. Tsunade said. Perhaps you should have added some ninjutsu or genjutsu to your repertoire. Shizune said. I didn't think it was needed since I was training with Lady Tsunade. Sakura said. Sakura, I may be a medical ninja primarily, but I also have 3 chakra natures that I use. Tsunade said. Why didn't you use any against me in training? Sakura asked. Because you would have died. You had no counters, and one jutsu from me without any defense would have killed you instantly. Tsunade said. Same goes for me when I had to train you a bit. Shizune said. Why was I even promoted to chunin? Sakura asked. The judges found your thinking skills and medical ninjutsu skills good enough for a promotion. They promoted you to chunin and had recommended you get switched to the medical corps instead of an assault-type ninja. Tsunade said. Then I guess I'll have to get stronger. Sakura said, and a determined look came on her face. That's right. You're still my apprentice, so I'll train you whenever you need. Tsunade said. Thank you, milady. Sakura said. Now, go have some fun. I'm sure Ino would be happy to see you. Tsunade said, and Sakura bowed before leaving. Naruto. I can't believe you destroyed the entire training ground. Tayuya said, as they were cuddled on the couch. You're all lucky that's all I destroyed. Naruto said. What do you mean? Tayuya said. I held back a considerable amount of power from that attack. I was able to destroy an entire abandoned village with that jutsu. Naruto said. No fucking way. Tayuya said. It's true. I barely used any chakra in that attack. Naruto said. Yet you still can't beat the pervert. Tayuya said. I'm closer than you are to beating Granny Tsunade. Naruto said, and she slapped his chest. Fuck you. Tayuya said, and Naruto chuckled. Why didn't you become her apprentice? I know she offered you the position. Naruto said, and she sighed. Because if I became her apprentice, then I'd have to get moved to the medical corps. Don't get me wrong, I'm great at medical ninjutsu, but I'd rather be on the front lines fighting next to you instead of hanging back and waiting for somebody to get injured to heal them. I've always been a fighter, and that was even before I met Orochimaru. I was a nice sweet girl, but I've always had a bit of a temper since boys would tease me about my hair. I didn't become cold and heartless until I met Orochimaru. Tayuya said. So, you declined her position just to fight next to me? Naruto asked, and she nodded. Yeah, I mean, we've been on missions together already, and when we had to team up against somebody we could fight without uttering a single word between us. That's why a lot of the missions I did after I made chunin were with either Kurenai, Enko or Yugao. None of the other genin could match me in skills, so they'd slow me down, and they were the only people I trusted to have my back in a fight at the time other than you. Tayuya said. Yeah, I remember the first time we went on a mission and I had to help you out. Naruto said and laughed when she glared at him. I was still recovering from the curse mark being removed. Tayuya said. Really? Because I could have sworn Granny Tsunade cleared you about 3 weeks before our first mission. Naruto said. Well, she was clearly wrong. Tayuya said. Oh, maybe I should tell her that. Naruto said and smirked when Tayuya flinched. No, her training is hellish and I don't want to go through that right now. Can you believe she threw a fucking boulder at me? She said it was for dodging training. Tayuya said. I mean, when I first met her she did destroy a castle. Naruto said and she looked at him. You've got to be shitting me. Tayuya said and Naruto shook his head. Nope. It was around the time when we fought Orochimaru and Kabuto. Naruto said. I wish I was there to see Kabuto get his ass kicked. Tayuya said. He honestly could have won, but he was arrogant and it cost him the fight. Now, he wouldn't stand a chance against me. Naruto said. I know. You're a big bad Jonin now who can go toe-to-toe with Kakashi. Tayuya said and gave him a kiss. I held back against Kakashi. Naruto said. How? Tayuya asked. I didn't use any of my taijutsu combinations or my Hishigan against him. I can go toe-to-toe with pervy Sage taijutsu-wise and he has to use Sage mode to beat me. Naruto said. So, you're a Kage-level shinobi then? Tayuya said. Yeah, I've got the experience to back it up. Not as much as they do, but I have enough. Naruto said. I can't wait to see these fuckers go down. Tayuya said. Same here. Naruto said. So, let me ask you something. Tayuya said. Go for it. Naruto said. Can you use the Nine Tails chakra properly? Tayuya asked. No. I mean I can use maybe 4 or 5 tails of Nine Tails chakra, but I don't really have a need to. Me and Pervy Sage focused on my own strength the entire time we were gone. I do talk to him from time to time though. Naruto said. Cool. I wanna meet him. Tayuya said. Maybe some other time. He's sleeping right now. Naruto said. How do you know? Tayuya asked. I can hear him snoring in my head. Naruto told her. Is he like a rampaging dick? Tayuya asked. Not really, but he can be a bit grumpy. He's just misunderstood honestly. Naruto said. Something tells me it would be a long explanation, so I'm not even going to ask. Tayuya said and Naruto gave her a kiss. I figured you wouldn't. Naruto said and Tayuya smiled as she pulled out her necklace. I never took this off. Tayuya said. Why not? Naruto asked. Because it was the first gift you gave me when we became a couple. It's my first piece of jewelry and it means something to me. Tayuya said and climbed onto his lap. I guess you're right. Your gift was perfect. Naruto said. Of course it was. Tayuya said. When did you get it? I thought you only won your flute. Naruto said. When I said I had to use the bathroom I went back to the game and won it for you. It was your birthday so I needed to get you a gift. Tayuya said. You know they let me keep the ticket. Naruto said. Why? Tayuya asked. It was my first birthday gift. Naruto said. Seriously? Why didn't the Ichirakus get you a gift? Tayuya asked. Because they were always busy around that time of year thanks to the festival. They wanted to close down for the day, but I knew they would need the money and I told them not to worry about it. That and even if they did close, my birthdays were spent bleeding out in an alley while the Nine Tails healed me or in the hospital where they would inject me with different kinds of poisons to kill me. Now, I'm basically immune to all types of poison so I guess something good came from the torture I went through. Naruto said. That's not something good, that's fucked up. Tell me who did it and I'll cut their tongue out. Tayuya said. You don't have to worry about them. Naruto said. Yes the fuck I do. They will not live freely after they tortured my boyfriend. Tayuya said and her hair split into 9 pieces. What the hell? Yo, Nine Tails. Wake up. Naruto thought. What the hell do you want? The Nine Tails asked. Are you influencing her or something? Naruto thought. How can I do that while I'm sealed inside of you? The Nine Tails asked. Fucking look at her. Naruto thought and the Nine Tails had to do a double take once he looked at Tayuya. This is the first time I'll give you advice. This is something your mother did to your father or in general when she was angry. Whatever you do, don't tell her to calm down. My healing ability might take a while if she beats you while you're like this. The Nine Tails said. Then what do I do? Naruto thought. Calm her down. I'm going back to sleep. The Nine Tails said. Son of a bitch. Naruto thought. Tayuya, look at me. You don't have to worry about them because they're already dead. Naruto said, and she calmed down after a few deep breaths. I'm fine. I'm fine. Tayuya said. Now I see why Izumo and Kotetsu were scared of her. Naruto thought. Are you sure? Naruto asked. Yes, I'm sure. Who killed them? Tayuya asked. Me. My first kill came when I was 6. That was the first time I used the Nine Tails chakra. I've killed hundreds of people from this village before I became a ninja. Ninja ranking from Genin to Chunin and civilians were also killed by me. It wasn't until I got back from finding Granny Tsunade that I found out the third Hokage would organize some of those mob beatings and then come act all grandfatherly to me. Naruto said. Why would he do that? Tayuya asked. Because he wanted me for a weapon. He thought I was young and naive. That I would always listen to him, but the joke's on him since due to me having trust issues, I never believed a word he said. My dream of becoming Hokage was before he even put the idea in my head. Naruto said. What would you do if he was still alive right now? Tayuya asked. Before I would have either tried to kill him or go rogue, but now I would just look at him like the pitiful old man that he was. Naruto said. Don't worry. Me, Kurenai, Anko, Yugao, Shizune, Tamari and Big Tits will make sure that won't happen again. Tayuya said. I know. For the record, I think the name, Big Tits, fits you as well. Naruto said and grabbed her breasts making her blush. No. That name is strictly for her. Tayuya said. How did they even get like this? No offense, but I'd imagine at most you'd grow to maybe a DD and that would be it. Naruto said. I just did what she told me to do. After that, puberty happened and I started eating healthier. Over the years they just kept growing and growing. I had to buy new bras like every other month until they finally stopped growing. Tayuya said. Well, I like them. Naruto said and gave her a kiss. Give me another kiss. Tayuya said. Naruto gave her another kiss that turned into another until it was a full-blown makeout session. Tayuya literally ripped Naruto's shirt off and started to feel on his chest as she kissed him. Naruto was just as rough as he tore her shirt off and took her bra off as well. Tayuya started to play in his hair and moaned into his mouth as he would rub her breasts and pinch her nipples. Right when the fun part was about to happen, somebody knocked on the door and Tayuya let out a frustrated whine. "Who the fuck is it?" Tayuya yelled. "Naruto Uzumaki, you have been ordered to the council's chambers." An Anbu said. "Why?" Naruto asked and went back to kissing Tayuya. "Orders from Lady Tsunade," the Anbu said and left. "Rain check." Naruto asked and Tayuya sighed. "Fine. Can you give me my bra?" Tayuya asked and Naruto handed it to her. "I need a new shirt." Naruto said. "Get me one." Tayuya said. "Sure." Naruto said and went to the room, then grabbed a muscle shirt for himself and a black shirt for Tayuya. "Thank you. I'm coming with you," Tayuya said and Naruto noticed she looked around. "Your sensing abilities have gotten better. How many do you detect?" Naruto asked. 10. Tayuya said. "There's 30 of them. All of them are chunin level or higher." Naruto said. "I'm not really in the mood to fight right now. Let's just teleport there." Tayuya said and Naruto deactivated the inside barrier seals then vanished. "Council chambers. You called, Granny?" Naruto asked as they arrived in the chambers. "I believe we only called for the boy." Danzo said. "Well, that's too fucking bad, you one-eyed geezer." Tayuya said and Naruto snickered. "Tayuya, please refrain from using swear words in the council chambers." Kaharu said. "I'll try my best." Tayuya said with a grin. "Why am I here?" Naruto asked. "Well, that's something that even I don't know. Danzo is the one who called for this meeting and requested your presence." Tsunade said. "What do you want?" Naruto asked. "I have a few questions about your whereabouts for the past nearly 3 years." Danzo said. "Why?" "Afraid that your weapon might run away from the village." Naruto asked and smirked at Danzo when his eye twitched. "It is against the law to leave the village as you please without notifying the higher-ups." Danzo said. "You're right that it is against the law to leave without permission or notifying the higher-ups, but that rule doesn't apply to me. Thanks to me being the apprentice of Jiraiya, I have Sannin traveling rights. Which means I can leave the village whenever I feel like it and there's nothing you can do about it. Also, if you must know, 3 people were informed of me leaving. The Hokage, Elders Kaharu and Homura were notified of me leaving." If you want to know where I was at then I'll humor you. I was out training with Jiraiya to prepare for the Akatsuki. Naruto said. Then I would like to know about your skills. Have you gained any interesting knowledge about your dojutsu should another one occur? Danzo asked. In fact I did, but I'm not telling you. The powers of my dojutsu will stay between me and my clan members. Naruto said. You have no clan members. Danzo said. That's where you were wrong. The Hokage is part of the Uzumaki clan and Tayuya is my girlfriend, so that makes her part of my clan as well. Jiraiya is basically like a father to me, so he's in the clan as well. Naruto said. Still, I think it's best for the village to know about this. Danzo said. No, it's not. Like I said, the abilities of my dojutsu will stay between me and my clan. Naruto said and Danzo clenched his teeth. Very well. Now, since you are clan heir and there are less than 10 people in your clan, you are to go under the CRA program to reproduce your clan. Danzo said and had female root members to marry him on standby. Nope, not happening. The CRA program is shit and you all know it. That's something that was passed by that pathetic excuse of a third Hokage. Also, the fourth Hokage changed that rule up a bit since he couldn't disband a rule placed by a former Hokage and the third never changed it back. The CRA is optional to clan heirs. Naruto said. Why was I not made aware of this, Tsunade? Danzo asked and she narrowed her eyes. Excuse me. It is Lady Tsunade or Lady Hokage to you, Danzo. I'm not on friendly terms with you, so you only call me by those two titles. Do you understand me? Tsunade asked and Danzo was furious inside. My apologies, Lady Hokage. Danzo said. Apology accepted. Now, is there anything else? Tsunade asked. Yes, I have not been able to access the shinobi files to check up on our shinobi records. The files have gone missing. Danzo said. Yes, and as the head of the civilian council I have not been receiving the reports from the Ninja Academy anymore. Do you know why? Mebuki Haruno asked. Yes, Danzo, the shinobi files are no longer where they used to be. I discovered missing files and decided to relocate them to a place that only me and Shizune know where they are located. As for the Ninja Academy, I have moved that responsibility over to the Shinobi Council. I do not know why the Ninja Academy ended up in the hands of the Civilian Council, but you no longer have to deal with that. All the Civilian Council will deal with is civilian affairs. Tsunade said. Finally. That's one less headache for me to deal with. Mebuki said. Yes. I've been meaning to ask you, Mebuki. How are the plans going for the projects in the Red Light District? Tsunade asked. Everything is moving according to plan. We have the blueprints set up, but we need to find the land for us to use for the projects. Thanks to you cracking down on the civilians and rich families that haven't paid taxes in 13 years, I was able to set up a budget for each project and I will have the plans in your office tomorrow morning. Mebuki said. Great. Tsunade said. Lady Tsunade if I may. Sume Inuzuka said. The floor is yours. Tsunade said. Thank you. Tayuya, now that I have the opportunity to speak to you, I wish to apologize for Kiba and his actions towards you. I hope you don't let his actions define the Inuzuka clan. Sume said. Nah, it's fine. Besides, if he tries anything else then I'll just have my big strong boyfriend kick his ass. Tayuya said and Sume nodded. Thank you. That is all. Sume said. This meeting is dismissed. It was pointless anyway. Tsunade said and mumbled the last part. Danzo. Naruto said. What? Danzo asked. The next time you send your friends after Tayuya, I'm going to kill you. Naruto said and glared at him with his Hishigan activated. I do not know what you're talking about. Danzo said and Naruto threw 5 kunai into the ceiling making 5 dead root Anbu fall out of the ceiling. I'm sure you don't. Remember, this isn't a threat. This is a promise. Naruto said and left with Tayuya. Leaf Village. How do you know Danzo sent his Anbu after me? Tayuya asked as they were walking in the village. There are toads all around the village that report to me and Pervy Sage. They saw it when it happened the first time and one of them told me about it. Naruto said. Listen, I didn't want to tell you because Tsunade told me you'd go on a rampage for me and I didn't want that to happen. Tayuya said. I know. I'm not mad at you. You're right. I would have gone on a rampage for you and I still would. However, your heart was in the right place when you didn't tell me. At that time I would snap at the littlest thing that was an insult to you since you were still new and people would try to gang up on you. Now, I know you can handle yourself, but the stuff with Danzo I will always be involved in. Naruto said and Tayuya gave him a kiss. Ah, look at the two lovebirds. Temari said, as she walked up to them. Oh look, it's the single desert princess. Tayuya said, it's the temperamental redhead. How are you Naruto? Temari asked. I'm good. Are you heading out? Naruto asked. Yeah, I want to get to the village before the Akatsuki get there. I don't want Gaara to fight them alone. Have you got any word from your toads? Temari asked. No, they'll reverse summon me once they cross the border to get into Suna. Naruto said. Damn it, that means I risk running into them and I can't fight them on my own. Temari said. Just stay with me. I can somewhat feel when they are about to reverse summon me so I can quickly grab whoever is near me. Naruto said. I'd rather not. I don't want to hear you two going at it. Temari said. We haven't yet, but you're more than welcome to join. Tayuya said and Temari blushed. What? Temari asked. Come on, the more the merrier. I'm sure Naruto wouldn't mind. Tayuya said. Sure, you can join us if you want, Temari. Naruto said and she was at a loss for words. I'm just twisting your tits girl. I'm not sharing him with anybody. Tayuya said. Tayuya, do you have your gear on you? Naruto asked. Yeah, I have a storage seal on all of my clothes, why? Tayuya asked. Because we're about to be reversed summoned. Naruto said and quickly grabbed them before they went up in smoke. Suna, I'm guessing they're on the way. Temari said, as they were standing in the desert. Yeah, we need to tell Gaara to evacuate the village. They should be here in a day. Naruto said and summoned Gamakichi. Naruto, why am I in a desert? Gamakichi asked. The Akatsuki are almost here for Gaara. Tell Granny Tsunade that me and Tayuya are here to stop them with Temari. Gaara will help us, so we don't need any backup. Tell her we'll be back in 3 days. Naruto said. You got it. Gamakichi said and went up in smoke. Let's go to the village. Temari said. Actually, is there a way you can sneak us in? We need to keep the element of surprise on our side. Naruto said. Not really. We sealed up everything to keep spies out of the village. Temari said. Do you have any sensors at the main gate? Naruto asked. Yeah. Temari said. Shit. Alright fuck it. I'm gonna use a shit ton of shunshin to get into Gaara's office. Tell the sensors that it's just a test for their skills or something. I'll lower my chakra levels to match that of Gaara. Naruto said. What about me? Tayuya asked. That's easy. They don't know you since you weren't at the chunin exams in Suna, so I can just say you're a friend from the Leaf Village that's here to visit. Of course they won't even care since they'll just keep staring at your chest. Temari said and Tayuya smirked. Is that a hint of jealousy I detect in your voice? Tayuya asked. Not in the slightest. Bigger the breasts the more back problems. Temari said. That is true unless you have someone as amazing as Naruto to give you a back massage. Tayuya said. I'm gonna get going. Naruto said and vanished. Well, let's go. Temari said and they ran off towards the gates. Gaara's office. Lord Gaara, our sensory division has picked up a chakra level the same height as yours. A chunin named Matsuri said. My chakra levels. Was I supposed to have a guest? Gaara asked. No, there's nothing on the schedule. Matsuri said and then Naruto appeared in the office. Never mind, I found the problem. Why are you here, Naruto? Gaara asked. What? I can't come and see my old buddy for fun. Naruto asked and Gaara just looked at him. Who is this, Lord Gaara? Matsuri asked. This is Naruto Uzumaki. Gaara said. Yeah, that's me. Listen, Gaara, do you remember that certain group I told you about? Naruto asked and Gaara nodded. Yes, why are they on the move? Gaara asked. Yeah, and 2 of them are on the way here for you. I hope you don't mind, but I had some toads placed around the border to reverse summon me here to help you take them out. I'm here with Temari and Tayuya. Naruto said. Why didn't they come with you? Gaara asked. Because we need to keep the element of surprise on your side and I don't know if they have a spy at the front gate. If we split up into groups we should be able to handle them, but you need to evacuate the village or place. Everyone in a bunker. Naruto said and Gaara nodded. How much time do we have? Gaara asked. 1 day. Naruto said. Matsuri, Tell Baki to gather as much Jonin and Anbu as he can. Tell him to place the civilians in the underground bunkers we set up last year. Gaara said. Are you sure this is needed for 2 people? Matsuri asked. Yes. These are S-ranked shinobi who have no problem destroying the village to get me. Gaara said, and then Kankuro came into the room. Hey, Naruto. Kankuro said. Sup. Naruto said. Hey Gaara. Something tripped one of my traps at the border. Kankuro said. It's the Akatsuki. They're making their move. Gaara said. I'm fighting with you. Kankuro said, and then Temari and Tayuya came into the office. We have a problem. Temari said. I know. The Akatsuki are coming. Gaara said. No. It's who it is that's coming. Temari said. Who is it? Naruto asked. Sasori of the Red Sand and Deidara the Mad Bomber. Tayuya said. I sent one of my weasels to see who it was and then showed them the book of names Konoha gave us. It's definitely those 2. Temari said. They're both long-range fighters. Me and Naruto will handle Deidara. The rest of you will handle Sasori. Gaara said. That doesn't sound too smart. Tayuya said. It is. This way Kankuro can counter Sasori with his puppets and I can use my wind ninjutsu to destroy his puppets. Temari said. That's right. Plus you're a trained medic, so they'll need a medic with them in case somebody gets hurt. You can also use your fire chakra nature to burn his puppets. Me and Gaara don't need a medic since we have Shukaku and the 9 tails on standby to heal us. You need lightning to counteract Deidara and his explosives. Gaara can get us in the air with his sand to fight on even ground. Naruto said, and then Baki came into the office. Lord Gaara, the civilians are being moved to the bunkers as we speak. I have Anbu and Jonin escorting them. Is there anything else you wish for me to do? Baki asked. Yes. Go to the gate and watch for 2 figures in a black cloak with red clouds or anything unusual. Gaara said. Yes sir. Baki said and left. Well, that settles that. Naruto said. Where are you 2 staying? Temari asked. Your house. Tayuya said. Excuse me. Temari asked. We're staying at your house. You already told me how you live in a mansion. You have more than enough room. Besides, we only need 1 room. Tayuya said. I'm giving you the room 1 the opposite side of the house. Temari said. We said you can join us. Tayuya said, and Temari blushed. Stop teasing her, Tayuya. You know she's holding out for Shikamaru. Naruto said, and Temari blushed even more. Shut up. Temari said. We're just messing with you. Naruto said and gave Temari a 1-armed hug. Whatever. Come on. I'll show you to the house. Temari said. I'll see you later, Gaara. Naruto said, and they left. Later that night. Are you ready for this? Tayuya asked, as they were in bed. Yeah, this is what I've been training for. Naruto said. I guess you're right. I'm just worried that they'll capture you and Gaara. Tayuya said. They won't. With me and Gaara we have the perfect combo. His sand acts like a defense for us, so if anything gets too hectic, we'll be protected. Naruto said, and she sighed. What about me? Tayuya asked. You, Temari and Kankuro are all Jonin level ninja. The 3 of you combined should be able to handle Sasori and his puppets. Naruto said. What if I don't make it back? Tayuya asked. You'll be fine. You were trained by one of the Sannin after all. However, you will have to mainly use your ninjutsu for the fight against Sasori. Naruto said and gave her a kiss. After this is over with, then what do we do? Tayuya asked. We go back to the Leaf Village. Naruto said. How about a date? Tayuya asked. Like a Ichiraku ramen date or a fancy date where we get dressed up? Naruto asked. Not Ichiraku, but not fancy. Something casual. Tayuya said. Let me do the planning. I have just the thing. Naruto said. Alright. Now, I believe we have something to finish. Tayuya said and gave him a kiss. We shouldn't do that. The Akatsuki can attack anytime tomorrow. Naruto said. We're not. I just want to finish our little makeout session. The last one was interrupted and it left me craving more. Tayuya said and kissed him again. Konoha. Lady Tsunade. Sakura said, as she came into the office. Yes, Sakura. Tsunade asked. Do you know where Naruto and Tayuya are? I went to their house and they weren't answering the door. The seals aren't activated in their apartment, so I was able to look inside and they weren't in the house. Sakura said. I don't know. Why do you need them? Tsunade asked. Because we were all going to get some barbecue and I figured I'd invite the two of them. I know Naruto doesn't really speak to us, but I figured I'd invite him anyway. I'm the only one besides Shikamaru who saw him and they want to see him. Sakura said. I'll send a Katsuyu slug to find him, but I don't know if he'll accept the invite. Tsunade said, and then Gamakichi appeared. Yo. Gamakichi said. I'm guessing you know where Naruto is. Tsunade said. Yup. Him, Temari and Tayuya are in Suna. One of the toads located the Akatsuki and reversed summoned them. He said they'll be back in 3 days. Gamakichi said. I'm sending backup. Tsunade said. They won't get there in time. The Akatsuki will be at the Suna gates tomorrow. It's only 2 of them and Naruto can take them by himself if he wants to. Gamakichi said. What about Tayuya? She's not ready for that kind of opponent yet. Sakura said. She'll be fine. If Naruto met Gaara then they already came up with a plan. She won't be alone. Temari will have her back and maybe someone else as well. I'll have one of the spy toads keep an eye on the fights for you. Gamakichi said. Thank you, Kichi. Tsunade said and gave him some candy. Later. Gamakichi said and left. Shouldn't you send some backup anyway? Sakura asked. No. Naruto's an S-ranked shinobi and so is Gaara. Temari and Tayuya are both B-ranked shinobi. Add in Kankuro who's a bit stronger than Tayuya and they can handle 2 S-ranked shinobi. Tsunade said. I guess I'll go tell everyone that Naruto isn't coming. Sakura said. I'm guessing they didn't know Tayuya was coming. Tsunade said. Kiba, Hinata, Shikamaru, Choji and Neji didn't want her to come. I was going to invite her anyway. Sakura said. I see. Well, good luck with that. Tsunade said and Sakura left. Yakiniku Q. Sorry guys. They aren't coming. Sakura said. They. Ten asked. Yeah, Naruto and Tayuya. Sakura said. Why the hell did you invite her? Kiba asked. Because she's part of this group as well whether you like it or not. Sakura said. Yeah, Kiba. Just because she's loyal to Naruto and doesn't want to sleep with you doesn't mean we can't invite her out. Ino said. Of course you'd take her side. Shikamaru said. You should shut up. You still don't like her because she kicked your ass and you blame her for Choji nearly dying on that mission. News flash, Shikamaru. Choji is responsible for his own injury. He's the one that decided to eat every single Akamichi pill. Sakura said. We still voted against her coming here. Choji said. You don't even have a reason to not like her. It's a shame that you still follow Shikamaru and do whatever he does after all this time. Grow a pair. Sakura said. You still went against us. Neji said. Look who's talking. It's the boy who's nothing more than Hinata's lapdog. Ino said. Excuse me. Neji asked. You heard me. Hinata, I like you and all, but it's obvious you ordered Neji not to go near Tayuya and basically hate her. Ino said. So, she's not one of us. Hinata said. You're just jealous she got the boy you wanted. Now that I think about it, Naruto barely noticed you. Ino said. I think that's enough. Ten said. This needs to be said and it's the most important part. I doubt Naruto would have come anyway. Sakura said. Why do you say that? Ten asked. Other than the academy, name a time we actually spent time with Naruto. I mean in the academy we've all hung out, even Sasuke was with us, but we purposely left him out. Sakura said. She's right. None of us really liked him or paid attention to him until he showed up for the chunin exam finals. We bullied him constantly throughout the academy and even after we all graduated. Ino said. I paid attention to him. Hinata said. No. You stalked him around the village. Sakura said. Then let's go to his house. I'll force him to come here and talk to us. Kiba said. He's strong enough to beat all of us by himself. I doubt that would even work. He's not even in the village. He's in Suna with Tayuya on an S-ranked mission. Sakura said. Well, invite him when he gets back. Shikamaru said. I'll try, but I doubt they'll come. Sakura said. He said Naruto. He didn't say invite her. Hinata said and Sakura destroyed the table. I'm not hungry anymore. You all enjoy the meal. Sakura said and walked away. Ma'am, you have to pay for that. A waitress said. Fuck off. Sakura yelled and the waitress ran away. I'll see you all later. Ino said and chased after Sakura. Suna. Naruto and Tayuya woke up early after and Anbu alerted Temari that the two Akatsuki members were closer than they expected. They immediately got ready and headed to the gates prepared to fight. Naruto stood next to Gaara and Tayuya went with Temari and Kankuro. As they were waiting, Naruto saw a giant bird made of clay in the sky and used his thunderclap arrow to destroy it. Once the bird was destroyed, the two Akatsuki members appeared in front of them. "You ready, Gaara?" Naruto asked. "Yeah," Gaara said. "What the hell? Why is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki here? I thought he went missing." Deidara said. "It doesn't matter. We get to Jinchuriki." Sasori said. "Not gonna happen. The only thing you two will be getting is a one-way trip to me, the Death God." Naruto said. "Big talk from somebody who ran away." Deidara said. "Big talk for somebody who won't live past today. Now, let's get started." Naruto said. He kicked Sasori away from Deidara, then Tayuya, Temari and Kankuro chased after him. He noticed an old lady run after them as well and figured she was also going to help. Deidara grit his teeth and then created a clay bird to fly in the air. Gaara used his sand to lift both him and Naruto in the air. All Jonin and Anbu watching on were ready in an instant for anything should Gaara or Naruto need backup. Everyone knew that this was just the beginning of the Akatsuki and they were prepared for it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any fanfictions you would like to see on the channel, leave them in the description, and have a great day.